Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, 631-756-1125. For the best prices in the New York City tri-state area and beyond on rock salt or anything else you need to get you through this upcoming winter season, 631-756-1125. The website, omnitruevalue.com. Wholesale holiday lighting by Giannini is open for the weekends, and they'll be open on Sunday till 3 p.m. They're at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, New York. They have tons of stock, so if your business is decorating homes for the holidays, or you might want your home decorated for the holidays, give them a call, 631-957-5106, and the website is liholidaylighting.com. It's a pretty quiet weather pattern overall, with the exception being that we have this storm that is off the southeast coast of the United States. It's been sort of inching its way along. Its biggest impact has been right along the immediate coast from the Carolinas down to the northeastern part of Florida, where there's been rain for the last couple of days, along with coastal flooding, high winds, gales, storm warnings, you name it. It's up there, and that low center is very, very close to the coast. You can pick it out here on the satellite loop, right in there. It's not a tropical system, so that's a plus. The issue is that it's going to take another day or two at least for this thing to get out of the way. In the meantime, we had a beautiful Saturday. Some high clouds just to our south, and I think that might be the one thing for Sunday, that some of these high clouds might stream in and veil some of the sunshine away, but that is the worst of it, folks. It should be a pretty nice day overall, and temperatures responding today, climbing up into the 50s. Will probably be a little bit higher tomorrow if we get enough sun, middle to upper 50s. Here's the radar. Much of the rain in Florida has ended. They got soaked yesterday with rain, but in southeast Georgia, South Carolina, especially near the coast and off the Outer Banks, you see some heavy rains there that are backing westward, and not really seeing much eastward motion with this. But here in the northern, go from the northern mid-Atlantic on up into New England, and there isn't a thing going on the radar. You have to go out west into the Rockies, in the northern Rockies in Idaho, and also in the mountains of northern Nevada. In California, in the Sierra Nevadas, getting some snow there, and you're seeing rains on up into the Pacific Northwest. This is something we haven't seen in a long, long time. No thunderstorms are forecast, and this is for Monday. I just thought I'd show you. There are no severe weather threats at all, but the summertime is over when the risk for thunderstorms disappears, and there you go. No thunderstorms being forecast anywhere around the United States. Now, as far as rainfall is concerned, for the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states, the next chance for any rain is not going to be until Friday. We have dry weather until then. You can see that the WPC folks are showing about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of liquid. I think a lot of that's going to depend on how strong this cold front is and how strong the upper trough is as it moves eastward. And also, there's been hints from time to time that there might be some lagging energy, and whether that might create some problems for the start of next weekend. We're going to get to that in a moment. I'm leaning optimistic right now. Meanwhile, you look off the North Carolina coast and you see several inches and many inches. The heaviest rain's offshore, but an additional 2 or 3 inches possible over the coastal parts of North Carolina and to a small area down to about Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Lesser amounts as you go inland. And of course, some of the rain that you see here in the central and southern Appalachians and back through the Ohio Valley and also up in the Great Lakes is from the next weather system. And by the way, in some areas in the northwestern part of the Great Lakes and back over to Minnesota with the next weather system, that could very well wind up being in the form of some snow. So let's take a look at where this all takes us. Again, the only issue for Sunday will be some high clouds, perhaps, but there still should be sunshine. We'll see highs mostly in the mid to upper 50s. Monday looks good. That storm is still out there, though. It's pushing a little bit further to the east, but the high is in control. The onshore flow is really more down into Virginia and North Carolina and not up in New England and over southern New England and into the northern part of the mid-Atlantic states. So that's a plus. On Tuesday, there's a little weak front. It's kind of hard to pick out, but it's right in here. There's a little weak front that's going to come through. Very little weather with it other than a few clouds. And we'll be into the 60s now on Tuesday. Probably think we'll get up close to 60 or maybe even a shade higher than that on Monday with some sunshine. Tuesday, we'll be in the low to mid 60s. Wednesday, with this little front going by, temperatures might scale back a couple of degrees, but it won't be too much of a difference. I still think we'll make it up into the 60s with sunshine, and we'll hold on Thursday with sun, even though the winds are going to turn more southeast and south. And then here comes the next front, and you can see what's going on there up in the Dakotas and Minnesota, northern Minnesota, with some snow as a low really intensifies there along the western shores of Lake Superior. Cold front approaches here on Friday. We'll see some showers, might even have a rumble or two of thunder with this. And there is some heavy rain being indicated there by the GFS from just south of New York City, south and west into Virginia to about Richmond, and then back over to about Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina for Friday. Once that front goes by, and again, assuming that it doesn't hang around and there are no other issues, next weekend is going to be cold. There's colder air coming down with this on the backside, and it looks like it's going to be a breezy to windy type of weekend. And going into the next week, starting to see lake effect snows getting kicked up. There's an upper trough and a cold front that's swinging east on Monday, and that is going to be bringing in maybe a reinforcement of colder air. So we've been talking about the middle part of the month as seeing a change in the pattern in terms of getting it colder, and we kind of started that process already when we had the nor'easter and the subsequent storm behind it. And now it continues with this next storm in the Western Great Lakes, and that's going to be the catalyst to bring down colder air. You're probably going to see from this air mass, I would think you probably will see, if you haven't broken the freezing mark yet, you will do it this time around. And that cold push, by the way, goes all the way down into the southeast and into northern Florida. So it's fairly extensive and definitely taking on a colder look here for the second half of the month. Weather in 5, brought to you by Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini, your complete holiday lighting specialist, meeting all your decorating needs. They are open tomorrow till 3 p.m. They're at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, New York, 631-957-5106. The website, liholidaylighting.com. And also brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, your Long Island and the tri-state area's largest rock salt source, 631-756-1125. And the website there is omnitruevalue.com. In case you missed it last night, we had actually had a wonderful show with Lonnie Quinn from WCBS TV in New York. And we had Lonnie on because come December, he and Joe Rayo will be heading down to Antarctica to see the total eclipse of the sun. And we're going to actually carry it or try to carry it live on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. But I will be here because I'm not going down to Antarctica. But Joe Rayo will be there. Lonnie Quinn will be there. So if you want to take a look at that show, just go to my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, and look under Joe and Joe Weather Show in the video library, and you'll find it there. We had a lot of fun, a lot of interesting information about what's going to be happening. And if astronomy is your thing, then I think it's worth a look. All right, and speaking of the Joe and Joe Weather Show, we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So have a great Saturday evening.